Yeah, I
scary,
think you're
the
right.
scary part about this is where the hamster wheel starts to turn, and it's like you wake up every day just putting out fires, answering emails, delivering shirts. You don't do anything forward facing on the business. You can't work on your website. You can't work on Zaps, and you're just drowning right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is that 500K to 750 is a I feel like it's suffocating a little bit. I think it's a really hard place to be in.
Now, on the production side here, are you saying maybe one part time then? 1 + 1 part time?
Yeah,
Or does
I
it just
think
depend on the workload or what?
I think you have to have someone. I think this is where the owner needs to take a position and say, I'm going to be the best possible customer service person I can be, because that's the only thing that's going to grow my business. And I can't be on press. I think that if you're in a position where you are the customer service doing emails and doing a great job of that, and you're trying to jump on press, you should just sub out your work.
Really?
I've told some shops this that are at $750,000 to $1 million. What if
All
instead
or
of you,
some?
I was talking to one and I was like, what if you just subbed it all out for a couple months?
Everything.
Everything.
That's an interesting test.
Like, well, we wouldn't be able to do stuff fast. I'm like, yeah, you could if you had a good contract printer. A lot of people don't want to print right now. But then, well, they're not going to be as good as me. No, the contract printers are better than us, right? And so it's like, what if you just didn't even think about it and you didn't print? Like, if you can't get yourself a good screen printer, but you're doing a great job at customer service, I think this is where people have this imposter syndrome of like, I have to be a superhero. And I wish instead of buying all this equipment and doing stuff, I probably leaned into subbing out a little more.
That's tough. Just like the delegation part of the people related tasks, this is the delegation of the printing task. It's like you got to this point from buying the equipment, from, loving the process and everything. And then it's like, nope, I'm taking that.
But you have to be able to hit edit undo. One of the funniest things that Justin Lawrence and I did was we bought Roland printers, VG 540s. Okay. And I bought mine and, we're using it. We're doing signs, banners, and freaking rolling banners sucks. There's nothing good about it. And then we discovered Sign 365 and B2 Sign. And now my Roland printer
B2 Sign.
Yeah, and now my Roland printer collects dust and is really used for just retirement parties and last second things and stickers. I think Justin uses his more for doing his chill stuff. But if I had to bite the bullet and say, I know I spent 15, 20 grand on this. We're not going to print these in-house anymore.
But now it's a great paperweight.
We still use it a little bit, but that's the thing. A VA, you could technically hire someone from GraphX to help you outsource all your work.
Yeah, that's a good question. So artwork, how is artwork being handled in this stage? Because we said one front office are doing the kind of superhero. They're probably not doing art though. Printer, a lot more back office owner. So
for us, we had Jed, my business partner, doing art at night. This is where the husband or the wife is usually doing art at night. And they've got a digitizer on the other side of the world. The best recommendation I can give here is for $2,000 a month, hire GraphX, hire someone else to do your art, and let them show you how to run an art department.
Okay.
It's 2024. I don't know what to tell you. I wish we started with GraphX or outsourcing our art right when COVID hit because we had layoffs. That is one thing I wish I did light years or like way earlier.
How do you work well with a team like that on the art department? Because, obviously GraphX is a huge supporter of us. So I'm not like throwing shade. It's just more so, I think this is a new thing for people, especially a core aspect of the business that you interact with daily. So are there any good best practices of like, all right, we had to rework the way we think about doing things to work better with GraphX or any other, outsourcing.
What's really funny, and we love GraphX. I'll talk to some shops and be like, yeah, we tried it, just didn't work for us. And I'm like, you need to let them tell you how to run. I think the biggest mistake that shops make is when they're diving into delegation processes. They don't have processes set up. They don't have systems in place. They don't have SOPs. They don't even have a good way to communicate. And it's
And they're
like,
like, graphics, work inside this mess.
yeah, like come inside my sandbox, come inside my sandbox and play with me and play with my
Yeah.
toys. And, I don't even know how to use them, but YOLO, right? And it's
Right.
like, when you hire a team like GraphX, let them show you how your shop should run. Let them be like, hey, your Printavo should actually be set up like this. It's going to be a little bit easier.
It's a good
Why don't we
point.
set up
They
your
work with
status
so many
this way?
shops, and they've dialed this process in on their end pretty well.
Yeah, and it's like, of course, are they going to make different mistakes? Yes, they're human, but they level us up every day because they're experts in their own niche. And, in this day and age in 2024, if you are a $500,000 shop up to, you should not be doing, you can have a creative artist in house, right? That's actually doing like really original creative, but production ready art, taking the custom ink links and quickly ripping them for the PTO. That should not be a stateside employee.
Okay. So production side, the
money.
Creative side on there, you talked about building stores and stuff. So it's a little bit like the sort of operational side of art.
Back office.
Are they helping you on the DTF side too? I'm not sure how much you have to prep to get that ready for when you print.
It's no different than a separation. They're just prepping the PNG files and getting it all ready for us and cleaning it up. Cool. They do that in their sleep. But again, as you're growing, you want to hold on to the most, coveted, most important parts like customer service, right? Or talking to customers. You don't want to outsource that right off the gun. But then you want to start to delegate everywhere else you can so that it can just run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you a funny example here. I recently took a 2-week trip. And I have a garden in my backyard. And it's the middle of June, July. And I water my plants every day. And my plants look great, but I know that if I don't water them, the plants are going to die. So before my trip, I decided to go on Amazon and order an irrigation system. I haven't even told you about this yet. And I found this irrigation system. I watched a YouTube thing on it. It was like $50. And then there's this little timer thing. And it does a drip irrigation every day for 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's so consistent. I came back yesterday
and
my plants look better than I have ever seen in my life.
Really?
Than I could have ever done them. And I'm like, wow, it's because it was so consistent. It did the same thing every day and it just ran. Now there was one of my planters had a little flooding issue because of the drainage. Fine. But when you put these systems in place and you just let them run, I had this like light bulb moment. I was like, this is the same thing of like putting in a GraphX and just letting it run and then figuring it out as it goes. It's going to become better than what you could have done. So if you need an irrigation system or an art department, let me know.
use your link. What's the next? Do you